Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Andrew from Team Blacktop YGO, and today I just had like a really weird random video idea about, well, a deck profile of a deck that I really do like. It's not great by any stretch of the imagination, probably not even rogue, but it's just a fun for casual play against your friends or whatever. This is my Crusadia deck profile. It's got some interesting things in it. It's not great, but I'm going to be playing it tonight against my friends, so hopefully it's decent enough for that. So let's get into it. So for the Crusadia stuff, we of course have the 3 Maximus. Basically I maxed out on most of the Crusadia stuff. So we got 3 Maximus, 3 Draco, 3 Arborea, and then I'd play 2 each of the Leonis and the Reclusia. Sorry about the glare there. But basically, you want to see like at least 2 Crusadia names in your hand at all times. That way you get at least a basic combo if you have to go first or second. But you want to see extenders and not necessarily these. Like these are all extenders basically. They're starters, they're extra deck monster, the Crusadia Magius. So these are dual purpose cards, I suppose that's what you could call them. But anyway, that's it for the Crusadia part of the deck. Next, in order to facilitate the extension part of the deck, I am playing a Mech Knight package. And so for that, we've got 3 of the Mech Knight Purple Nightfall, 2 of the Mech Knight Indigo Eclipse, and 3 of the Mech Knight Blue Sky. I think this is a pretty good ratio. Purple and blue are like the searcher cards, and then Indigo is just like a free body. So I think they're all pretty good. None of them are really the best. I mean, Indigo's the worst, but like you need to see all of them because we need level 8s for some monsters in our extra deck. So I played those as extension, and then as I guess technically another Mech Knight card that I play is the Mech Knight Orcus Girsu, or Girsu the Orcus Mech Knight. There's that there, and I play to dump in the graveyard. I play World Legacy World Crown. Basically, this card is a free extender if you it's basically a Crusadia monster in so far as that it can summon itself to a zone a link monster points to, and it's a negate for an extra deck monster's activated effect. But basically, we're playing this card to dump with Girsu for one reason only, and that is that if you draw it for some reason, it's an extender, so it's not entirely dead if you draw it. But we play those things there. And that's it for the monsters. I don't play any hand traps in this deck because we play a bunch of really powerful going second cards, and the only monsters you want to see are monsters that help you put more monsters on board. So anyway, for the spells, we have Triple Pot of Desires. Basically pretty basic stuff, you know. 3 might be a bit much, but you want to draw cards if your hand's bricky. 3 Lightning Storm. It is a going second deck. 3 Triple Tactics Talent. And 3 Forbidden Droplets. I guess we can go do the other spells here in a second. Basically, like, these are all really powerful going second cards. Not much to say. I mean, Desires isn't a powerful going second card in particular, but the Storms, the Talents, and the Droplet, they're all really powerful going second cards, and they're pretty useful in this deck. And then I have 2 one-ofs for the spell section. World Legacy Succession. I know it's hard to see because of the camera glare, and I apologize for that. Basically, this is what you're going to... we play Lib, the World Key Blade Master, whatever her name is, and she sets this card from the deck, and we play 1 of Crusadia Revival. This is if you go second, you need something to search with the Regulex, you just search that. And then we play, I guess we can just show it here, we play 1 trap card, that's the Crusadia Crawler. If you go first, this is what you search with the Regulex. Basically, it gives a body for an Equimax negate, and when it's summoned to his own link monster points to, you add a World Legacy card from your deck to hand. So, for example, if you go first, and you like need the World Legacy World Crown or Succession because you don't have your Mech Knight Orcus Girsu, you can search it with that thing when it's summoned to an Equimax zone. But anyway, that's it for the main deck. Okay, I won't be showing a side deck today because I don't have one cooked up for this deck. But you know, format dependent, of course, it can be whatever you'd like. So for our Crusadia part of the extra deck, we got 2 Magius, a Regulex, and a Spatha, and an Equimax. Honestly, you probably only need 1 of these 2, and it'd be the Regulex. Like, you really don't need the Spatha unless your hand is heavy with Crusadias and you want to get like a Link 4 or something out there. whenever Crusadia Guard Dragon was a popular deck, this card was part of that combo, but you probably don't need this card. I was playing 3 of this, but then I decided, well, I was going to exchange it for another card in the extra deck that was more important. But yeah, 2 max is probably what you need. And the Equimax, it's an OTK machine going second, or it's a negate going first and second too, whichever you'd like. So that's for the Crusadia part. For the other Link monsters, we've got Nightmare Phoenix here. I'll move these up a little bit. We have Nightmare Phoenix and Unicorn for removal. We have also Access Code Talker for removal, and Avermax is kind of like a wall up, sort of a defense, and it's also removal. Avermax is an insane card, and it's pretty easy to make in this deck. I mean, it is a Crusadia card after all. We also are running Ib, the World Key Blade Master. This is the thing that you summon off of Girsu, and it gives you succession. Basically, gets like going second. It's really good because it shuffles a card on the field back into the deck when it's used for Link Summon, which is really good. So like you go this into Nightmare Unicorn, you get 2 shuffles, which is really good in a lot of cases, and you can chain block one of them, which is super nice. And then another Link monster I'm playing is Link Rebo. Basically, if you're for example, if you summon Gears to the Orcus Mech Knight, and its effect to send a monster or send a World Legacy monster, a card from deck to grave, gets ashed or something, you can still, and it's not impermed or effect veiled, or it doesn't have its effects negated for that turn or whatever. You can make Link Rebo with one of the tokens that it makes, and then potentially summon a Crusadia Link monster to the arrow that it points to. So that's why we play Link Rebo for that. So that's the Link monsters. I am playing 4 Xyz monsters. I'll show you those in a second here. For the Xyz, it's pretty simple. We're playing a Dingirsu. We play the level 8s with the Mech Knights, so it's just a really good removal card. Play Hope Harbinger Dragon, another good removal card. And just in case in the situations where we need to OTK with it, I play the Draglubion and the Numeron Dragon. Pretty straightforward. Like, this gives you 9,000 damage on board. Not bad. Like, there's a lot of situations where you can summon like an Access Code Talker, and then if you get really lucky, you'll have some Mech Knights in hand that you can summon, like Draglubion and Numeron Dragon. So you just like clear their board with the Access Code stuff and all that. And then you hit with the Draglubion, and it makes it pretty easy. But you know, this deck it's consistent insofar as like you can do something every turn, but like what the deck does just isn't super great. It's not super powerful unless it's uninterrupted or you're going second. Going first, this deck is just not good. It's like, yeah, you set up like 1 negate maybe, but there's nothing else. All the cards in here, like the Triple Tactics Talent and the Lightning Storms and stuff, they're all oriented for going second. And whenever you have, you know, those powerful going second cards in your deck, well, they're not great going first. I mean, yeah, Forbidden Droplet's kind of good going first, I guess you could say that. But like Storms, you know, Talents, they're not doing anything. They're not helping you out going first. I mean, even if you can resolve a Talents effect to like draw 2 or shuffle something back when you're going first, it's just not the craziest thing, especially because this deck doesn't have like a great going first combo. But anyway, that is the deck there. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I know it's really simple. It's really kind of an outdated sort of deck, but I enjoy it. I like, you know, big monsters go smash, you know. I mean, heck, for goodness sakes, where is it at? The Mech Knight Orcus Girsu, that card is kind of insane in this deck. Like, the things it can do with the Lib, the World Key Blade Master, are actually just kind of crazy. But I guess I can kind of show you like what I mean by that real quick. Let me do some shuffling of the hand here, and I will kind of go into like maybe a little bit of a combo that you can have with this deck with Girsu. So I'm gonna do some shuffling, just some test hand advice here. But basically, like, if you open up Girsu plus a potential extender, like, you have some really powerful going second plays, which is really nice. I mean, to be fair, it's a 3 of and it's unsearchable and stuff like that, but it's still pretty neat. It's still pretty neat. I do like the card. Have we opened up Girsu here? You know, Droplet, Storm, Eclipse, Leonis. Let's pretend one of these is a Girsu, just for the sake of, you know, showing you like what this deck can really do. Of course, if you're familiar with Girsu and Lib, the World Key Blade Master, you're already kind of familiar with how powerful it is. But basically, what you do is you normal summon your Girsu or whatever. We'll kind of pretend these are zones here. Okay, you normal summon your Girsu. Girsu will send on normal summon. It'll send an Orchestra World Legacy card from your deck to grave. So you could potentially send a Spell or Trap with this, but since we play the World Crown, we're just going to send that wherever it's at here in the deck. There it is. So we send the World Crown. I'll put the graveyard right here for you, so it's easier to see. I know this isn't the most optimal setup, but well, that's that for you. Then you use Gearsu's effect to summon a token to both players' fields. So we'll put this other token right up here. That way we know it's above this extra monster zone, and that's the one we're going to use for our link summons here. So we'll put it kind of up here, so you can see it in the camera. Basically, you link these two, getting rid of the token. You link them into the World Key Blade Master, and so now I'm just going to scoot this up so we know that the token is in the zone above this one. And then this card, since we do have the World Legacy card in our graveyard, we can set a World Legacy card from deck, and so we'll set the Succession. So set that, all right. And you can put the Succession in the zone below Lib. That way we can get some potential, like, Mech Knight summons. And basically, like, from here, you have a free, it's basically a free link 2, or free link 3, if you think about it, because you have the Succession for Reborn, potentially. And if you draw correctly, which most of the time you will have at least 1 or 2 extenders in the forms of Crusadias or Mech Knights in your hand. That's why, like, Gears to the Orcus Mech Knight is such a powerful card in this deck. It's really amazing. It's like what you can do, for example, is even if you don't have the Succession, you know, you like summon Leonis or something to the zone it points to, and then you link. And like going second, this is especially really good. It's like you link into Nightmare Unicorn, and you can just like spin something, like Chainlink 1 Lib spins something, Chainlink 2 Unicorn spins something, you know, discard like whatever you need or whatever for that. And it's super powerful. And then you can keep going. You can, like, you know, do your Succession or whatever, summon back your Leonis or something. It's very powerful. You make like access code, and that'd be a 5300 attack point access code talker, which is never a bad thing, you know. And then you can, like, I don't know, since your opponent still has a token in this zone above this one, you summon like a Mech Knight to it, you know, do some crazy stuff like that. But basically, you can get in for a bunch of damage. If we use the Droplet effect, for example, we could get any more. And I only drew 5 cards to showcase, you know, just like a standard 5-card hand. But if we had, you know, something going second, like another extender like Draco here, we could just pop off even more. So those are the kind of things you can do with this deck. It's a really good deck. I'm sorry, not really good. It's a really funny deck. Funny deck is the right word I'm looking for. It's a funny deck when it works. Like I said, Gearsu is a heck of a card. Maybe an Orcus. What's kind of ironic is that Orcus might not be the best deck for that card's usage. Like, any access to this card in any deck is really good. Like Lib is such a good card. I think people are kind of sleeping on it. It's not really relevant right now, but it'll probably be busted in the future. Lib is a good card. Maybe if some, I kind of doubt it, but maybe if some World Legacy deck gets some support, like, maybe then Lib will be better, or we're more fondly remembered. But right now, it's just okay. It's not great. It's not super oppressive yet. It's just okay. Another one of the things I really do like about this deck is that, like, the lore behind it. Like, this deck combines so much of the World Legacy lore. Like, for example, you got Lib here, you have Nightmares and stuff, you got Orcus, you got Mech Knights, you got Crusadias, you got all this stuff, and it's so cool. I love the lore. The World Legacy lore is some of my favorite lore in Yu-Gi-Oh! There have been several different, you know, storylines. Like, for example, most recently in our core sets, we have the whole, the Dogmatica storyline with, like, them and the Tri-Brigade and the Fallen of Albaz and the Spriggans and, you know, all that stuff. And I love the lore. Like, the lore aspect behind Yu-Gi-Oh! Is really cool, especially when it makes sense and it's coherent and it's, you know, well thought out and well designed. But anyway, that's it for my, I guess, Mech Knight Crusadia, but basically Crusadia deck profile. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, you know, please give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Have a nice day.